Good morning. 9 o'clock in the morning is always a brilliant moment to kick off, and you really can see that the most wealthiest people are in the room because they always buy 2 or 3 seats, as I can see here. That's kind of good. Anyway, I always use at this time of the day, I always use a few cup of coffees to make this switch. I hope you guys did exactly the same, because what I'm going to tell you today very shortly, because I only got 30 minutes, to bring you a few tools about real marketing and commercial innovations. Good. My introduction was already made. My name is Odin Termohlen. And from the automotive industry, BMW, I went to a big bank, the Rabobank, and finally I ended up with a beautiful company called Sanoma. And especially a little part within Sanoma is called Sanoma Automotive. We in the Netherlands rule the second biggest classified portal on cars, and we have the biggest news publishing magazine, which is called Auto Week. Auto Trader, the absolute number 2 in the market, and still we got so much to learn. By the way, what you see here is our new website, which is recently launched. Before we start and before we kick off, I would like to ask you a small Trivial Pursuit question. Are you a leader? In form of, are you a business leader? Would your competitors say you are the absolute business leader in your market, or are you the first follower? Think about that. I will come back to that later. Good. Talking about innovation. Innovation is everywhere. Innovation rocks. You've got big innovations, small innovations, and at more kind of meetings where I come, everybody's always talking about innovation. They're always searching for the biggest star at the horizon and try to catch them. I can talk hours about innovations. I see so many of them, but unfortunately I only have half an hour. So let's start. To give you a few very practical tips, which I found out during our latest redesign of Auto Trader. Was it only redesign of the front end? So kind of, you make something from less beautiful to beautiful. No, it was like far more. We just redesigned the whole concept. We just redesigned actually ourselves, which was an amazing trip, by the way. So for redesign, you need a target for yourself. What are you gonna do? So we found out that we should find a sentence that my 10-year-old boy should understand. Does anyone who does not understand this? Then I have a very intelligent son. So the most important part was that we would like to make our classified content, so not our website, because you have so many more channels like mobile nowadays, our classified content more accessible, transparent for anyone who is looking. And this anyone is a very big part in the classified industry, because it's always very hard to make a website or to make your content available for anyone with a higher conversion. Conversion, I mean, in our case, for our business-to-business customers. So, focus. Only 2 points. Can you spend almost 350,000 euros on focus? Yes. We only took everything we did on each and every step. We just got in mind that we are talking about target groups. We want to speak to anyone, and we want to raise conversion. Now, in this whole redesign concept, I only see in most meetings, I see digital guys. You see some IT, you see some user interface guys. Actually, we started off this whole project with sales, car drivers, finance. We asked Google, who spends money at Google here? There's a shitload of people. Why doesn't anyone consult those guys about redesigning your content? They did a great job for us. I will get back to that later. And they were, by the way, gladly to help. Car dealers, IT, car manufacturers, distributors, trend watchers. Very funny. Classified companies from like Booking.com. They were, they just love to help us. Everybody wants to share knowledge. Car buy, traffic booster, psychologists, anyway. And even normal people like you and me. You see a few tool tips. If you see this little symbol, for me that was a stressing point. Good. Point number 1, serve the planet. That means we would like to have anyone in the planet searching for our cars. Does anyone know this model, the BSR model, with coloring? Good. I will get back very shortly. It's a kind of way of thinking about people. You can people blue, red people, yellow people, and green people. Blue people always know exactly what they want. I want a BMW 5 Series. Red people are more like, okay, I would love to have a Mini Cooper with these funny things on the roof. Yellow people said, you know, I've got 4 kids, 1 dog, and 2 wives. Give me a car. Green is more like, you know, what does my neighbor and the car dealer and next to it says about this car, because I don't know for sure. And actually we found out, and we put all big car portals of the world to a wall like that. We just printed it out, each and every step of each and every portal. Do this exercise once for yourself, you will be amazed. What we found out that all portals worldwide for car search are exactly the same. And the funny part of it is, everybody is focusing on roughly 50% of all humans. The above part, 15, and the 10 and the 25, were always rather off completely neglected. So we used the BSR model first to start to see what kind of visitors do we actually have. Now to give you a small example, is that this is our new homepage. It's a long scrollable homepage. And what we did was in the first homepage, in one interface, we focused on the red group. The blue group is, of course, the most important, so that's just right here. The green and the yellow, and so each and every target group has a way to get into our website. I will show you some results. Target optimized entrances, the way you search, like this is only a brand. This is the real blue group here. You know, only brand, mark, model, year. You can do exactly the same for green, red, and yellow seekers. We spend a lot of time together with Google. And we just asked them, you know, what kind of words and search phrases are used to make the best and optimal landing pages. And in the beginning I thought, you know, why would Google help us? They would glad to help us. And they have a register of information you would never get able to do that all by yourself. So just ask Google. Facet and navigation search. Something like this. Who is using facet search in their sites? 1, 2, 3. Ask your people your different target group, how they use this. I always found out exactly the same, that the blue group would use some kind of the hard figures, and the soft group, like the yellow one, they were looking at the gas mileage. So completely different information by different group. What are you put open on your first site? If I would ask to a woman 1,300 liters of volume in the trunk, is that a lot? Or is that a big trunk or a small trunk, 1,300 liters? Hardly anybody knows. So try to make numbers understandable for your target groups. It raises your conversion with miles. So just by focusing on target groups, and I did a lot of more things, but just those specific things already give us an uplift of plus 32%. In money, it was like 2.1 million additional money by this year. So, redesign, the first part, target groups we had, now focus on conversion. Beautiful painting. It's done by Caravaggio. It's in the Chapili Hotel in Rome, beautiful place, by the way. Stimulate conversion. We just defined there are 3 types of conversion. You have hard conversion, like the real contact stuff, email, phone tracking, name, address, details. This is real hard conversion. Our suppliers can do something with that, earn money. Soft conversion, you know, clicks, views, bits, printings, forwards. This kind of soft conversion things, we think, you know, is nice. What we found out that our B2B customers want hard conversions, of course, but we never give them the opportunity to see this as a conversion too. Negative conversion, spam, or incomplete applications. We had big troubles with that. Our African friends who helped us a lot with all kind of credit card fraud. Anyway, questions. 3 questions are the most important. How we demonstratively realize more hard conversion, and how did we change this soft conversion into hard conversion, and how do we make that more valuable for our business-to-business customers? Those were the three most important questions we are asking ourselves daily when we come in at the office. Just to give you one example of that. Here we have a guy who just looks through the car results. He saves the car and thinks, okay, maybe I want to do something with it. At that moment, we send that same stored car to a car dealer who offered that same car, and he can study the data, which we deliver him, like this BMW in your area is priced like €1,000 cheaper. Why won't you lower the price as well? At this moment, he said, okay, I will adjust my offer. And at that moment, that same guy who stored the car receives an offer for that car which is €1,000 lower. This process, ladies and gentlemen, was already 11% uptake for our business-to-business customers in doing business. Mobile. Everybody know, mobile is king, blah, blah, blah. Everybody was going like this. Actually, we will not talk so much against mobile or fixed. 33% of our total traffic and volume is going over mobile, 1/3. So if we have 3 kids over there, and I only would talk to 2 of them, the third one starts to cry. So we just said mobile, in this case, is exactly the same, like all the content. What I would like to say with that is that the content, the cars, mobile is just one of the channels we have. We do not specifically design for mobile. We just said we make everything 100% adaptive. By making everything adaptive, and of course we still use apps for specific actions, 100% adaptive already took us up, with this little road schedules. If you want to see a car, you just look at your mobile and then you can print a route to your next car dealership. This was an uptake of 23% of usage by just making it adaptive. And it saves us a shitload of money to update all those apps continuously. Same for the mobile part. And in the beginning we thought, who the fuck is going to just search for cars on a mobile phone? We found out that almost 50% of the people who are in search of a car during their road trip to the different cars is using their iPhones just to find another car because they switched of choices during their search. Google, man, they make a record-breaking profit again. Which they announced yesterday. Anyway, Google, I just love Google. They live off waste. What do I mean by that? There are so many companies who pay a shitload of money to Google for waste. They buy in, for instance, a company like me, Car Portal, I buy in on Volkswagen Golf. But we also have golf resorts, golf cars. And I see so many ads who are just drained away because finally the visitor does not get what they expect. So we talked to Google about that, and we started a new system for ourselves. I can talk for hours for this, there's a whole system behind it, but what we started is, what does a conversion cost me? If I know the cost price of my conversion, I can make a small adaptation in Google which I can see if it's 1 or +1, I earn money from that click or that specific ad. And if it's below 1, I start to lose money on that ad. And actually, knowing your cost of your conversion brings you a shitload of money, a shitload of visitors, worthy visitors from Google. Another small trick we did behind the scene, which is called Trader Dashboard. Trader Dashboard is a dashboard to our business-to-business consumers, all the car dealers, car importers. In this Trader Dashboard, he can see his ads, he can see all his statistics, he can see road legislation services, and in this kind of way, he got everything just stashed onto one single dashboard. We even advise him which car he should put there at which price, because all cars, almost in the Netherlands, are on our portal. So I can advise him to lower or just upper his price. what we do right here is that we give the opportunity to this business-to-business company to say, in the Netherlands, you have roughly 4 big car portals and like 152 little car portals. If you took that all together, it's a huge list of all kind of car portals. So how can I make money over my competitors? So what we did actually, if you can choose your different channels, our competitors. So if you have an ad, and you have to upload your pictures, to write everything down about the car, dealers don't really like to do that. So with one single click, they can push their ads to other competitors of ours. And this brings us roughly between 2 and 250 a month over our competitors. So we earn big money over our competitors, and still they don't really like it. 250,000 euros, yeah. And of course, they can manage their top ad or a carousel ad, who are this prominent way of displaying their ads on AutoTrader. Good, then a very important thing in life. Fire, one of the most valuable and precious things ever invented. After that, we got the wheel. Still agree with me? And after this came. Anybody familiar with this? One guy. If you ever have the chance and you have a few minutes, just go to a website, Google SiteSpect. This is the best multi-variable A/B testing system in the world. Google use it, Amazon use it, Walmart use it. And with this SiteSpect tool, I can alter my AutoTrader website as from this PC or even from my mobile, from left to right, from green to I can put commercial positions into my website without using IT. Can you imagine? You don't need IT to do things? That sounds like heaven. If I look to your face, it's like... SiteSpect is our most profitable investment ever. This costs like $90,000 a year, roughly. Only with the commercial deals we got with SiteSpect, it was already like a payback time in 2 months.
That's 90,000?
Yeah, a year, roughly, for our site volume. SiteSpect, for instance, to give you a very, very small one, we had a very big meeting with our Volkswagen client yesterday, and he said, I've got this advertisement because we're changing from a queen to a king within a couple of weeks. And everybody wants to do something with orange, typically Dutch color. And they said, we want to change our ads, and we do something with orange, and want special buttons and things. Our IT department is stuffed till here. So our marketing department says, our online department, oh, no problem, we just use SiteSpect for that. It's absolutely a brilliant tool. By the way, I can talk to you hours about this SiteSpect thing again, but as I saw, I only got like 9 minutes to go. Right, focus. So the focus on conversion delivered us a revenue uptake of 21%. So the final results, just focusing on target groups and conversion, in this case, was 21% of the conversion, with 32% of target groups. It was a final upraise of almost 3.1 million in 1 year. Now, if I would get back to you guys with one of the questions, what did we do exceptionally good? Did we have this all-creative dream team sitting behind us and telling us what kind of innovations we should do? Think of the trivial question which I asked you earlier before. Who sees itself as the absolute market leader? Here we have a leader, that's a proud guy. Only one leader in the room, 2 leaders in the room. The rest is followers. Good.
If you've learned a lot about leadership and making a movement, then let's watch a movement happen, start to finish, in under 3 minutes, and dissect some lessons. First, of course, a leader needs the guts to stand alone and look ridiculous. But what he's doing is so simple, it's almost instructional. This is key. You must be easy to follow. Now here comes the first follower with a crucial role. He publicly shows everyone else how to follow. Notice how the leader embraces him as an equal. So it's not about the leader anymore. It's about them, plural. Notice how he's calling to his friends to join in. So it takes guts to be a first follower. You stand out and you brave ridicule yourself. Being a first follower is an underappreciated form of leadership. The first follower transforms a lone nut into a leader. If the leader is the flint, the first follower is the spark that really makes the fire. Now here's the second follower. This is a turning point. It's proof the first has done well. Now it's not a lone nut and it's not two nuts. 3 is a crowd and a crowd is news. A movement must be public. Make sure outsiders see more than just the leader. Everyone needs to see the followers because new followers emulate followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, then 3 more immediately. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point, and now we have a movement. As more people jump in, it's no longer risky. If they were on the fence before, there's no reason not to join in now. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, and they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. And over the next minute, you'll see the rest who prefer to stay part of the crowd, because eventually they'd be ridiculed for not joining. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how a movement is made. So let's recap what we've learned. If you are a version of the shirtless dancing guy, all alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals, making everything clearly about the movement, not you. Be public, be easy to follow. But the biggest lesson here, did you catch it? Leadership is overglorified. Yes, it started with the shirtless guy, and he'll get all the credit, but you saw what really happened. It was the first follower that transformed a lone nut into a leader. There's no movement without the first follower. See, we're told that we all need to be leaders, but that would be really ineffective. The best way to make a movement, if you really care, is to courageously follow and show others how to follow. When you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first person to stand up and join in.
What I would love to say with this, as a conclusion, is that we did nothing brilliant. We just looked around in the whole marketplace and we just took the best out of it. We don't have a huge team of high-paid consultants. We did it ourselves by just looking around. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my message for today. Thank you for listening.